Hello my friends, and welcome back to our blind let's play of Ever 17, the Out of Infinity. Today's going to be a little bit different than normal. Instead of following a route from beginning to end, today we're going to try to fill in some of all the question marks, and we're going to look into getting the bad ends as much as possible. So we're gonna start with route number 3, and we're going to get the bad end there. Then we're going to go to route 1 or 2. They both have a common bad end, and we're going to do what we should, hopefully get the bad end there. Once we've gotten those bad ends, then we'll circle back around to the good end of route 4, and then we'll work to getting the true end to the game, and that will hopefully conclude this playthrough in a very hopeful and optimistic way. Looking at this, we have multiple question marks that we're missing, and I don't know if the 2 bad ends are going to be enough to fill in all the question marks, but we'll see how it goes. So with that said, hope you're all having a great day. Let's dive into this, and I'll pick you guys up on the next on the next new thing that happens. So before we do this, I want to say thank you hugely to Enter0 for helping trying to guide today's episode. And at the same time, he's also the one who recommended playing this game on the channel. And I never even knew this game existed. I never knew this series existed. Apparently, I was told there's 5 games in the Infinity Saga, not 3, which I originally thought. So yeah, this is a brand new world that was opened up to me. And I can't thank you enough for that. And can't thank you all enough for, being with me on this journey. So I believe if we say I don't get it here, that's going to result in the bad end for this route. And hopefully you know exactly where we're at. This is choice number 30. And basically, this is when you tilt the card to reveal the Japanese writing. All the dots. No, I got no idea. So, did you figure it out? No, not yet. I told you it's impossible. I tried all kinds of things. But if we just change our way of looking at things, I think we'll figure it out. Huh? By changing the way we look, we'll figure it out. Something about my words triggered something in my mind. What was I supposed to do? So, I guess you have to say you get it? Why don't we just give up? I won't give up. You're pretty stubborn for a punk kid. Be quiet. And somebody that can't even understand the difference between 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. Huh? See, the characters on the paper are 2-dimensional and we're 3-dimensional. Basically, the worlds that we live in are different. So if you really want to understand what this barcode has to say, then you have to think 2-dimensionally. All the dots. So what do you think? The stuff on the paper is 2-dimensional and we are 3-dimensional. I had to think 2-dimensionally. What do I have to do to think 2-dimensionally? What was I supposed to do? Let's continue to say I don't get it. All the dots. It's no good. Time to give up. See, I told you so. All the dots. I told you it was impossible to figure out from the start. Should I try one last time? There's still a potential password you haven't tried. Yep, but I thought it wouldn't work, so I tried everything else I could think of. You stared into the computer monitor. All this is new, by the way. Things just didn't seem to want to go away. Now that things have come to this, she's chanting a spell. Huh? Open sesame. Magic carpet. On Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, come on. Of course, none of those phrases got her access to the sea level information. I didn't see why she had to shout all of them out either. I was already at my wit's end, incapable of speech. And then, suddenly... What in the... The screen went black. What just happened? So... And what was the password that should have been printed on that paper correctly? A Japanese phrase around 10 syllables. It bothered me to no end and was totally unsatisfying, but for the time being, there was no way to do anything more. And we're off. So, I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. We might as well go ahead and just butcher everything else that's going to happen here, right? So let's say 6 ways. Are there 6 ways? Wrong answer, afraid not. All the dots. Oh, I see. It was because it was in English. Not because it had an umlaut, of course. What probably happened is that when the computer was searching, it automatically looked for Yoichi in Japanese, erasing everything it found. However, B's comments were overlooked for some reason. That's because Yoichi's name is spelled in English. No, unfortunately, that is not correct. She's looking at me. Look how she's looking. She's like, come on, dude. Seriously? Really? What? The person that did the search would not be so foolish. It would appear that the name Yoichi in English was also searched for and erased. But what about this one? Kid-san, look very closely at B's comments. Did she use a way of rendering the name that is uncommon? B, but Yuichi-san died 19 years ago, right? Oh, the O has an O dot thingy, all the dots, question mark. Yes, this is called an umlaut and is used mainly in German. When an A, U, or O vowel is followed by the letters I or E, an umlaut is used to indicate that the sound is closer to the second. So you're saying that because this included an umlaut? Correct. You think that with my skin, I look like I could be in my 30s? Yeah, you look it. Sure, why not? You look it. What? You don't look it. That was the fastest change ever. Oh, that was great. I need something to talk about. Let's talk about Lemuria, since, well, we kind of heard a lot about both, so. Oh, that reminds me, I want to ask you about Lemuria. Lemuria? Yeah, I mean, I've been there with you several times, but every time I go there, I feel like I travel back through time. Oh. You traveled through time, right? You experienced all this before, right? Oh, we actually have, yeah. In that case, you should know what I'm about to do. Suddenly I remembered vividly, reliving the feeling of our lips touching the night before. Wait, that was new. Hold on. That person is not my mother. After saying that, you turned and started walking. Looking straight ahead, she made for the control room. I followed her. Sora wasn't inside. We didn't think it was a good idea to move from where we were. People on the outside might have found out what had happened and be on the way. So we decided to try to think of a way out. We looked for a map of the complex and talked about various possibilities. But at that point, really didn't expect to find anything new. And, okay, I couldn't handle it and decided to talk to anyone but you. Let's talk to Takeshi. Yeah, sure. Hey, Takeshi?
なんだ
Yeah, what? What were you so busy doing before?
ああ
Oh,
それ
that
は
was...
まあなんていうか探し物だな
Well, I guess you could say I was looking for something. Looking for... something?
そうだ
Yeah. Did you find it?
いや残念ながらまだなんだ
Nah, unfortunately not yet.
まだ見つかってない
I haven't found it. Did you give up?
冗談じゃない諦めるもんか
Are you kidding? Think I just give up?
諦められるわけがないんだ
I can't give up. All the dots.
ただ今はひとまずの戦略的撤退なんだ
But right now I'll have to take a break from the search. I see. Hope you find whatever you're looking for.
なあ
Yeah,
ありがとうよ
thanks. You know, I wonder, oftentimes the game will save at a choice. Let's see. KID Raphael. Let's go check out the other options here since we're here and exploring. Talk to Sugumi. Hey, Sugumi? Oh, the dots. Hey, Sugumi!
うるさい
Shut up! All the dots. Okay, maybe this was a bad idea.
私に話しかけないで
Don't talk to me.
ただじっとしているだけで助かるんだから
Do me a favor and just sit still.
もう心配するようなことなんてないんだから
Because there's nothing left to worry about.
今さら私に聞くことなんて何一つないでしょ
There can't possibly be anything else you want to ask me about, right? All the
よかっ
dots.
たわね余地が外れて
It's a good thing that my prediction was off, huh? Well, that's what I want to ask. All the dots. But after that, Sugumi didn't say anything more. Well, just one more thing.
まったく
Jeez,
どうなってるのよ一体
what the heck is going on? Alright. Let's bounce to another person. I'm trying to load. It's F7. I keep hitting F8. Alright, let's load this one again. And we'll go to... we'll leave Sora for last. Let's go for Sarah. Hey, Sarah?
何
What? What is it that you had to do after that? Of course, I meant after we split up in the changing room. The expression she had on her face had bothered me ever since. I think you said that you had to settle something or other.
それは
Well, that's
内緒
a secret. Really?
どうしてそんなに人のプライベートに立ち入ってくるかな
Why? I wish you wouldn't invade my privacy. I'm sorry.
まあいいけどね
Well, it's no big deal. Will you tell me this much? Did you finish whatever it was?
もちろん
Of course I did. Well, that's good. Oh, the dots.
言いなりになるのはもうやめるの
I'm not gonna go along with what everybody wants anymore. Huh? Oh, the dots. You mean your mom and your dad?
違うんだけど似たようなものかも
No, that's different. But it might be kind of similar.
これからは私は私の生きたいように生きるって決めたの
I decided that I'm going to live the way that I want to live from now on. All the dots.
さてここを出たらどこ行こうかな
I wonder where I'll go when we're out. You're not going home?
帰らないよだってそこは本当の家じゃないから
I'm not. That place isn't my home anyway. All the questionable dots? Yeah, this would be really confusing if you didn't know what we now know about Sarah.
だから私は私の帰るべき場所を探しに行くの
So I'll look for the place I should be going back to. But wouldn't she, like, recognize us? Well, that's the same as me. I know. Will you take me with you?
え少年も
Huh? You? Yeah, I mean, I don't have anywhere to go either. I'll look with you. Oh, the dots.
ありがとう
Thanks.
でもお断りしておくよ
But I think not. You see, why wouldn't she immediately jump at that suggestion? What? Why not?
だって恨まれちゃうもん。
Because I'm pretty sure someone will hold it against me. Or is it because we know a lot of the time in the story Sarah's been the the matchmaker. So maybe she's saying, hey, I would really love my brother with me, but I know that you and you are getting close and I don't want to stand in the way of that. Who? But Sarah just grinned at me without answering.
にんともかんとも。にんに。
Alright. It's good to see Sarah. Really is. God, that last ending just sucks so bad. There's gonna be a lot of that, I think, in this part here. Talk to Sora last. Hey, Sora?
はい、なんでしょう。
Yes, what is it? Where were you before?
レミに呼び出されていました。
Lemmy called me. Lemmy?
はい、
Yes. All the dots? All the dots. Does it have to do with the industrial secret? No, that would have been strange. Sora was already free from obeying the Lieblix restrictions.
いえ、そういうわけではありませんが、
No, it had nothing to do with that.
まだ話すようなことではないと思うのです。
I don't think I can tell you about it yet. You mean you'll tell me when the time is right?
はい、
Yes. Okay, then I won't ask you anymore.
申し訳ありません。
I'm sorry. And saying that, Sarah dropped her head. Alright, so that's all the conversations. And that just means we have to head to the end now. Because all the choices have been selected. Is this it? Is this the end? Context here. There have been signs from the day before, but we couldn't do anything about it. The infirmary was already underwater. We could only endure the passing of time. Ooh. Surrounded by the darkest endless field, we have fought our way so far, and there was no sign that things were going to get better. Communication lines with the outside were still down, and we had yet to find a clear lead and possible escape. Slowly, you start to get ill too. Her face was pale. Her breathing was heavy. Beads of sweat stood out on her forehead. She seemed to have a terrible fever. I was not the only one suffering mentally and physically. There had been signs from the day before, but we couldn't do anything about it. The infirmary was already underwater. Could only endure the passing of time. Is this the end? Is giving up the only choice? Shea Hakim. I looked up helplessly. The ceiling was crustly with cigarette smoke. I couldn't see anything else. I am going to die. There's nothing I can do except die. That was my conclusion. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I knew then exactly how much strength I had left. I felt utterly hopeless. Useless. Incompetent. Yes, I would die. And I was fine with that. I didn't care. Without a memory, I thought I had been the equivalent of dead to start with. Nothing changed. I had nothing to lose. It was already decided. I remember what Tsugumi had told me, that I would die in 7 days. Her prediction was true. I don't care. This is the way it should be. I relaxed and looked down, and I saw you. She slumped back into a chair and her breathing looked labored.
約束?
Promise? Yeah, I promise. I suddenly felt a warmth in my fingertips, the same warmth I'd felt from Yu's fingertips when I made the promise. You. Yes, if I didn't do anything, you would die too. No, I wouldn't let that happen. I didn't care if I died, but you was... Somehow I had to save her. Because I had promised. Promised. How could I? How? All the dots. Then... There was only a short time until the estimated time of implosion. The security office started shaking violently. The complex screeched. Alarms pierced the air with shrill warnings.
隔壁強度が限界を超えました。
The partition strict limits have been exceeded.
各フロアにて漏水、浸水が始まっています。
Flooding has started on each floor.
ツバイトシュトック第4区画浸水開始。同じく第5区画圧壊開始。
Flooding has begun in Sector 4 as Witterstock. Implosion has begun in Sector 5 on the same floor in Sector 6. Sora reported this situation monotonously. All the dots. What's wrong? What else?
いいえ、もうやめましょう。こんなこと告げても無意味ですね。
No, I'll leave it at that. This report now means nothing.
この区画も浸水が始まりました。ここもしばらくすれば被害が現れます。
Flooding has started in the sector too. It won't be long until damage appears here. I see. How long do you think this will hold?
20分から25分
20 to 25 minutes.
ですが、今すぐに悪化してもおかしくない状況です。
But it could implode at any time. The normal lighting went out and the emergency lighting kicked in. I figured that the generator room was probably damaged.
結局、お二人をお救いすることができませんでした。
I couldn't save you two after all.
本当に申し訳ございません。
I am really, truly sorry. It's okay, Sora. You saved us in another existence.
本当に
Truly. Don't be. It's not your fault. I think you did a great job. All the dots. I headed over to be beside you. You, this place isn't going to hold. Let's go. You was completely weakened. She looked up powerlessly and nodded slightly. I carried you on my back.
どこへ向かわれるのですか？
Where are you going? To the Lamari ruins? Seems like a better place to die than any. I don't know. Somewhere where we can gain a little more time. I intend to stake our lives on the possibility that we'll be rescued until the very end. I can't think of anything to do other than that. I promised her that I would protect her no matter what. All the dots. Where is the safest place left among the
ド
floors?
リットシュトックの制御室なら、あるいは
That would be the control room on Dutastock, or...
しかし、それでももって数十分の差です。
But it is only a matter of a few dozen minutes of difference. Well, that's enough. I was going to leave the room, but I suddenly stopped. What are you going to do, Sora?
私はもうお二人とご一緒することができません。
I will not be able to accompany you two any longer.
浸水の影響で館内に設置された映像デバイスにかなりの損傷が出てしまいました。
Due to flooding, image broadcasting devices in the complex have been significantly damaged.
私が姿を現せる場所は限られてしまっています。
The places that can appear are limited.
ですがせめて音声を通してお二人を制御室までご案内したいと思います。
But at the very least, I want to guide you two to the control room via my audio function. Alright, please do.
はい。
Yes. When I left the room, I found water leaking from walls in spots. The bulkhead
では
squealed.
ご案内します。制御室まで今現在で無事なルートは
I will guide you. I will show you the route to the control room, which is still safe. We went down to the third floor. Lemieux was still holding. The estimated time of implosion that Sora had predicted should have passed long before. Lemieux kept resisting to the end as if Sora was willing it to protect us. You gasped, suffering terribly as I carried her on my back. Be strong, be patient, it's just a little farther. I lied. I was a liar. A little more patience, and then what? There was nothing I could do. So I lied. I was a big liar. We were close to the control room. And again, I saw it. The vision of the little girl.
どうしたの？
What's the matter? She stood across the corridor. Her eyes met mine. And then a name flashed in my mind as clear as a bell. Coco.
少年さん、どうなされたのですか？
Kid-san, what is the matter? Turning on her heels, Coco ran off in the other direction. I chased after her, still carrying you.
少
Coco!
年さん、引き返してください。そっちは。
Kid-san, please come back. There is... I was chasing after her at full speed. But the flooding and shaking ground slowed me down. From the beginning, it was a crazy, reckless idea to run after her with you on my back. I lost sight of her. It was a dead end in a narrow corridor in front of a small door. Where was that place? I thought that maybe she was beyond the door. In that instant, I glimpsed something in my head. It was a vague, abstract image. I wasn't sure, but definitely. I felt it, I could see it. That there should be a beam of hope ahead. I lowered you and tried to open the door of Himmel. But the door wouldn't open. Sora, open this door!
無理です。その扉は私の管轄外なのです。
That is impossible. That door is out of my jurisdiction. I pounded on the door. I know it. On the other side of this door. You will be safe in there. Please open this door. From the surface of the walls, water began to gush in. An animal-like growl echoed from far away. The complex pitched violently. I saw a massive amount of water flooding down the corridor ahead. It was as if a pitch-black monster were opening its massive mouth to attack. I ran frantically to you. I felt as if I were moving in slow motion. I wouldn't make it. For an instant, time stopped and then it started again. The water swallowed us in a single moment. In the water, my eyes met Yu's. She was trying desperately to reach out her hand. I held her hand. You squeezed mine back. You mumbled something, but the words didn't reach me. The words just changed into small bubbles and vanished in the darkness. You slowly closed her eyes. You? What did you say? Of course I want to know. I shook her hand. There was no response. That's not fair. She's teasing me again. I touched her cheek. It was cold. Cold. Of course, it's because we're in the water. Ha, ha, ha. It's because we're in this cold water. I squeezed her hand. Hey. I said, hey. Hey, you, tell me. She didn't squeeze my hand back. She didn't move. She didn't tell me anything more. All the dots. It's not true. No, it's a lie. This can't be true. It has to be a lie. This is a lie. I let out the last breath from my lungs. I closed my eyes to avert them from reality.
約束
Promise? Yeah, I promise.
もし約束破ったら
And what if you break it? I won't. I'll see that you're safe.
絶対に 1% たりともないの
For sure? There's not even 1% chance you're wrong? There is not even a 0.01% possibility. All the dots.
こんな自信過剰な約束聞いたこともないけど
Talk about promising more than you can deliver.
仕方ない付き合ってあげるとしますか
Oh well, I suppose I'll have to trust you. I didn't make it. I couldn't keep my promise. I couldn't protect her. I was a liar. A dang liar. And just then, I felt a faint, warm light. A light? A ray of light sliced through the plain, dark world. The door of Himmel started to open. Beyond the door spread a dazzling white world. Heaven. Heaven. Was it an illusion? No, it wasn't. It was reality. It was undoubtedly the truth of my world. I knew that. If we went to the place on the other side of that door, we could meet again. And that time, I might be able to protect her. You. I quietly opened my eyes. Oh, man. This is gonna be rough, my friends. It's gonna be really rough. Get yourself some tissues or something, because going through bad ends. Oh, that's rough. It is. It really, really, really is. All right. Well, time to start the next bad end. Okay, the first deviation. And by the way, I think I realized when the protagonist shifts. It's when he says, who am I? Or I need to find my friends. If you say, who am I? You're in the KID route. If you say, I need to find my friends, you're in the Takeshi route. It took me a while to notice that, but after going through these, I think I finally understand it. We're at the first new option. That's it. Get me the person in charge. It's so good blaming someone that works here like you, but how could this happen? I want an explanation. Came here with my friends and just missed taking the elevator. I don't believe this.
ちょっとあなた
Take it easy. You be quiet.
やめてよ
Stop it. The girl was glaring at me intensely.
いい加減に黙ったらどうなの
Why don't you just be quiet? Her icy, threatening voice overwhelmed me. Alright. Is that right? But something struck me as strange. Actually, I've been bothering me since before. Basically, the assistant chief? She spoke about herself as if she were someone else. I was not able to gauge the situation. She spoke as if the problems of the system were her own. Please do excuse me. System engineer? I wonder if she talks like that because of her job. That's very astute. That was what I thought, but I held my tongue. I'm Kotaro Uchikoshi. I'm 20 years old and a junior in college. Thanks.
倉成さん、改めましてよろしくお願いします。
Kotaro-san, nice to meet you. Yeah, it sure is. You know, I'm really unsatisfied with the explanation here. But wait. I persisted. That's still the same distance, right? It's just vertical instead of horizontal like. I just had to try extra hard. And with the floating wings or something buoyant, it would be even easier.
ねえ、倉成は50メートルの長さに敷いた布団の上、何秒くらいで走れる？
Hey, Kiranari, how fast do you think you could run 50 meters on mattresses? You suddenly shot me the question. Why mattresses?
いいから答えてよ。
Because just answer the question. 50 meters, maybe 6 or 7 seconds.
じゃあ、寝てる倉成の上に高さ50メートル、同じ布団が積み上がってたら？
So how about if the mattresses were piled on you? Huh?
全部溶けるのに何秒かかる？
Well, how long would it take to get them off of you? How would I know? I mean, how would I know? I've never tried that.
7秒でできる？
Think you could do it in 7 seconds? You know I couldn't. Running on something and taking them off of you are two different things. I gasped. Oh, I get it.
やっとわかったみたいね。
Now do you finally see? Which way are we supposed to turn it again? Supposed to turn it clockwise. That one went clockwise, right? I turned the valve with all of my strength. The sound of rushing air grew louder. Next, close the red valve. Next valve was nearby. And we're gonna turn this counterclockwise. That one went counterclockwise, right? I turned the red valve. The strength of the steam blowing from the pipe got stronger. Alright, that does it. Okay.
ココ、あとちょっとだけ支えてて。
Coco, hold on just a little
そっ
longer.
ちのパイプを押さえて。ぐらついてるみたい。
Takeshi, go support that pipe. It looks like it's shaking. Sugumi barked the order to me as she was welding. Okay. I reached out to touch the pipe that had the valve I just closed. Ouch! The pipe was scalding hot and I pulled my hand back instinctively.
え、そんなはず。バルブはちゃんと動かした？
Huh? That shouldn't be. Did you turn the valve the right way? Yeah, I think so.
おかしいわね。
Well, that's strange. Well, we're gonna have to find and support this pipe somehow. I'll try to find a cover. I looked around. In that moment, I took my eyes off the pipe. What? Turning toward the sound, I could see the pipe swelling rapidly. Boom! The cap burst off and blew toward my head. I pulled back, dodging rapidly. The flying metal ricocheted off the floor and came to a stop. Well, that was close. Whoa! One after another, metal pipes bent and then exploded around me. Ugh! I panicked and got the heck out of there. But there were stacks of crates and old containers in the direction I tried to escape. Yeah, like everything went south there. I was struggling with this here. Oh, the dots. I don't get it. I wanted to scratch my head. No, I actually did scratch my head. Oh, there's two of me? What are you saying? Who am I? Who am I? Is there another me? If you're out there, answer me. I wanted to rage to hit something. I had to grind my teeth together to keep myself still.
倉成さん、落ち着いて。
Calm down, Kiranari-san.
ちゃんと聞いてください。
Listen to me. She arched her
そ
eyebrow.
うだとしたらの話なんですよ。
I'm saying, what if?
細胞クローンでなく、真の意味でのクローニングというものがあったなら、
If there was such a thing as true cloning, not just cellular cloning.
オリジナルと全く区別されることのないコピーがこの世に存在したら、
If there were a copy that could exist in the world with absolutely no difference from the original.
そういう仮定の話なんです。
I am simply speaking hypothetically.
聞いてください。お願いですから。
Please, just listen to me. Alright, I'll listen. I took the voice adapter out for a moment, rubbed my ear, and put it back. Then I took a deep breath. Alright, bring it on. All the dots. Very well, I will continue.
そうなぜだかわかりますか？
Do you know why that is? I don't know. I answered honestly.
あなたが三次元的な知覚能力しか持っていないからです。
It is because you only have the ability to perceive 3 dimensions.
倉成さん、私が立体に見えますか？
Kiranari-san, do I look corporeal to you? Of course.
では、耳の変換器を片側だけ外して、私の横に回り込んでみてください。
In that case, please take out just one of the earphones of your voice adapter and come around here to my side. I carefully moved an earphone and did as she said. Oh, there, Hey, Sora, you, Naturally, Sora had become invisible. Where did you go?
ここです。
I am here. I can't see you.
私は動いていません。姿も消していません。
I haven't moved, and I haven't made myself invisible.
元の位置に戻っていただけますか？
Will you please return to where you were? Yeah. Hesitantly, I moved back toward where I had been standing. Sora's body. It was like watching something flutter into an empty space. She slowly came into my line of vision. I went back to where I was. I put the voice adapter back in my ear. Sora was standing on both sides of my line of vision as if nothing had happened at all.
次は右目をつぶってみてください。
Now, please close your right eye. Like this? I closed my right eye. The Sora standing on the right side vanished. Only the Sora standing on the left side was still there.
次は右目を開けて左目をつぶってください。
Next, open your right eye and close your left. I opened my right eye and closed my left. That time, the Sora on the left vanished and the Sora on the right sprang into view.
さあ、両目を開けてください。
Now, open both your eyes. Oh, the dits. Just like before, 2 Soras stood at either edge of my vision.
三次元の立体を見るには、
To see a 3-dimensional figure,
2つの目から得た二次元情報のズレ、視差を利用します。
you take 2-dimensional information acquired from both of your eyes and your brain analyzes and processes it accordingly to gain the correct depth.
では、三次元の空間そのものを外から眺め、認識するには、
So to see a 3-dimensional space from the outside and be able to recognize it. I don't get it, but somehow I think I do get it. Sora held up her hand. And we're off. I just went to the bathroom.
なんで間を置いてから走っていったの？
Why did you wait and then run off? Well, at a certain point, it got pretty urgent.
結構長い時間かかってたみたいだけど。
You were gone an awful long time. Ah, look, sometimes it takes me a long time.
わざわざ階段上がっていったの？
But why'd you go all the way upstairs? Well, I like the upstairs toilet better. All the dots. Well, the one in the back, the color, the shape, the way it feels when you sit down. All the dots. Well, let's not get into the details, kid.
いた。
Oh, that's great. Alright. Disagreement. Okay, so this is the same? Okay, me first. Okay, I'll go first. It's about the lecture today. The love psychology lecture. I scratched my head as I spoke. Did you forget it already?
いいえ、
No.
私もね、あの講義のことが心残りだったんですよ。
I was thinking about it too. Sora's cheeks were bright red. Sora's so adorable. Oh, we're going to the security office this time. Climbing the stairs, I headed toward the security office on the 2nd floor. As usual, the room smelled faintly of smoke. And we've already seen this, but it was the first time we've done it. I guess it's because we do it automatically at the end. It's just we never had a chance to do it before. Alright. Okay, so this is the last choice. I have no idea if I did this right. I actually had to write out all 51 options on a separate sheet of paper because it was kind of hard to cross-reference the instructions with the original. But if we look at the debug menu here, we can see that Tsugumi and Sora are tied at 3, Yu, Coco, and Sarah all at 0. So I think the object is to get these tied at the end. And we're supposed to wait just a second. Hey, wait just a second. As soon as I said that, Tsugumi glared needles at me.
どうしたのたけし？まさかこの後に及んでおじけづいたりしてないでしょうね。
And we know that you and Sarah are Kid's route. And this is Takeshi's route. And we don't know what Coco's route is yet. So maybe that's how you had to get the bad end? You had to get these tied? I'm unsure, so this is gonna be new to me just like it is you. What's the matter, Takeshi? You aren't chickening out now, are you? No, that's not it. If we're going to spend hours stuffed into that little room, I just wanted to make sure everyone was ready. You know, check to see if everyone had gone to the bathroom. Brush their teeth, taking a shower. And if you're going to bring a snack, make sure it's reasonable. I heard two rather large sighs.
こんな時にもそんな冗談言っていられるあなたって正真正銘神聖のバカね。
Saying something like that at a time like this, you really are a moron.
倉成さん、1時間くらいでしたら皆さんきっと我慢できますよ。
Kuranari-san, it will only take 1 hour. I'm sure everyone can wait.
それより急ぎましょう。
More importantly, we need to hurry, okay? It seemed that everyone was tired of my jokes. I just wanted to put everyone at ease. Okay, alright. So let's get moving then. When I said that again, you, the kid, Tsugumi, So, and Pippi all nodded in unison. The kid and you held the unconscious Coco between them. And let's see where this thing stops at. Shall we? Here? Yeah, here. So it is almost May 6th, 4:30 p.m. All routes have been cut off. No deep diving gear, no oxygen tanks. And the title is Spiel. A few more hours later, we tried everything. There was nothing else we could do to get out of there. There were no paths left for us to take. Hit by that reality, all of my remaining strength drained away. All I could do was watch the seconds on the clock slip by. The kid's condition had gotten worse, and he was sleeping in a capsule pod. We had tried contacting the outside using the communication lines, but nothing had changed since we were at Lemieux. All sonic and electrical communications were down. Every once in a while, static would come through the receiver from the outside, which meant that the lines were functioning, but the computer's communication software wasn't working. We had been trapped there by Lieblich Pharmaceuticals to hide the existence of IBF and its records from the outside world. Our reality was a nightmare. How I wished that our all had been a long dream. Thinking that, I closed my eyes slowly.
3 Minuten vor der Implosion.
An announcement grated mechanically from the room speakers. I could hear sharp metallic sounds echoing from somewhere. The walls creaked ominously and the floor shook.
どうやら始まったみたい。
Looks like it started. Sugumi looked at the ceiling and murmured that. Started?
あるいは終わり。
Oh, I guess you could say it's finished. Finished? I looked up at the ceiling, and I couldn't see anything. The heavy reverberations were coming from somewhere far away in the water.
結局
In the end,
私の場所はここだったみたい。
it looks like this is my place. Sugumi let those words fall from her lips without any expression.
何言ってるの？
Sugumi, what are you talking about?
場所って何？
Place? What place? From her spot on the floor, you raised her head feebly.
ずっと探していてやっとたどり着いたのよ。
I've been searching for so long. Now I finally found it.
ここが私の
This is my
死に場所だった。
place to die. Sugumi stood unsteadily. She dragged her right leg. Sugumi. Sugumi, what happened to your leg?
ああ、これ
Oh, this? Oh, the dots. Sugumi looked at her leg as if it was the first time she had noticed.
なんともないはずだったのにね。
It really wasn't anything.
何があっても自分は死ねないと思ってたんだけど、
I kept telling myself I couldn't die no matter what.
それもまた間違いだったのかも。
But it looks like I was wrong again.
2 Minuten vor der Implosion.
Dragging her legs, Sugumi hobbled toward the door. Sugumi. Wait. I tried to chase after her, but tripped awkwardly. My hands hit the floor. When I tried to stand, I fell to the floor again. My legs wouldn't move as I wanted. Sprawled out on the floor, my whole body was numb and I couldn't move. Oh, the exclamated questionable dots. What's happening to me? Oh, the dots. Oh, the dots. I slowly started coughing and put my hand to my mouth, removing it slowly. I noticed my palm was sticky with blood. Tsugumi, where are you going? My vision began to grow dim. The distance separating us became distorted. Oh, the dots.
さあ
Who knows? Tsugumi tilted her head.
仲間ごっこってのもそんなに悪いもんじゃなかったけど
Pretending to be friends wasn't so bad, but... She opened up the flood hatch and went into the infirmary.
もう会うこともないでしょ
This is probably the last time we'll see each other. Her outlines seemed to flicker faintly.
じゃあね
Goodbye. As Tsugumi walked down the hallway, I lost sight of her. She closed the hatch from the outside. She turned the handle so I knew that the door was sealed. In that instant, I heard the terrible roar of water from the passageway on the other side of the wall. The watertight hatch groaned and buckled under the tremendous force of the water, but somehow withstood the pressure. Tsugumi!
1 minute pause implosion.
The alarm from the pod's control panel started shrieking a high-pitched warning. I turned my head to look over at the source of the noise. The vital signs, which should have been displayed on the monitor, were no longer moving.
少年
Kid! Kid, no! The alarm wouldn't stop. Its cold, flat tone drowned out the silence. The lines weren't moving. No heartbeat, no breathing, nothing. It can't be!
こんなの嘘だよ
It's gotta be wrong!
誰か嘘だって言って
Somebody tell me this is all just a bad joke.
クラナリ嘘だって言ってよ
Tell me it's a lie. Lying flat on the floor, you started sobbing. It's a lie. We've heard that line before. The terrible roaring from overhead gradually became louder. It seemed as if the whole floor was trembling. Ignoring the complaints from my body, I used the rest of my strength to pull myself close to you.
クラナリどこにいるの
Kiranari, where are you? I'm here.
どこにいるの
Where are you?
手を出して
Give me your hand. The floor was wet with blood. I somehow slid my arm over to her. Both used hands took my right hand, closing around it gently. Oh no! Such a... Oh man. Oh! Her small hands were icy cold.
クラナリ
You came crawling over to me, pulling the hand in her grasp closer. She hugged my hand close and held it to her chest. Squeezing it closely, firmly, the palm of my hand covered her chest.
嫌だよ
I hate this. I hate it too.
ないよ
It's so cold.
私
I
死にたくない
don't want to die. Yu's body was starting to shake. I could tell from my hand pressed against her that she was rapidly losing energy.
クラナリ心臓が
My heart,
私の心臓が破裂しそうだよ
my heart feels like it's going to burst. Her skin and clothes were freezing cold. The only place where warmth remained was her chest where her hands were touching. Yu's heart was beating so hard it felt like it would explode.
怖い
I'm scared.
助けて
Help me.
助けて
Help me, Kiranari. Her voice was getting hoarse, and she was having trouble breathing. I couldn't move anymore either. I tried to breathe to comfort her, but all that came from my mouth were red drops of blood. Extending my fingers towards you, I ran them over her body to check if she was still alive. It hurts! Her whole body was racked with spasms. Her frame bent, twitching backward. But soon, even her shaking became weaker. She became colder and colder with each passing moment. Only her heart remained beating ferociously. It sounded far away, as though it could almost be my imagination.
私のことなんかなんとも思ってなかっただろうけどさ
You probably didn't feel anything about me, but... Her voice was devoid of strength. A single tear followed those words.
本当はね私かなりの
But I really liked... Yu's heart made one last frantic burst. And after that, I heard nothing. The warmth of her hand was totally gone. The beating of her heart lost forever. Oh God, it's horrible! In that moment, my vision went red. Panicking, I wiped my face with my hands. Red. Everything was red. I couldn't see anything. All I could feel was slippery warmth. My face was pressed into the floor so hard that I thought it would become part of it. My breathing had stopped. I couldn't move. I couldn't support myself. The floor was cold and hard. My body stiffened and became cold as well. My consciousness faded, disappearing. And, from somewhere, the crackling sounds of the communication lines faded away. That was the last sound I heard. Oh, all right. We made it through, my friends. We endured. Made it through somehow. Man, that was rough. That was really rough. Whew. But that was hopefully the hopefully all the bad ends, and now we just have Sarah's good end, and then of course the final end. And if we look at our clear list, we're at 7 of 11 endings. So this is Suguma's / Sora route bad end. And then we have 4 blanks. I'm assuming this is an epilogue. Suguma / Sora epilogue. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know why there's 4 still remaining question marks. I mean, at the most, we should have 3, right? 1 good end, 1 epilogue. Wait. We have Sarah's good end, and then maybe Sarah's epilogue, and then we had the final end and the final epilogue. Would that be the 4 that we're missing? But either way, this episode took a lot of time to put together, and I had to replay the game. Even on fast forward, I have to go into the editor now and cut this thing up so that way, like I said, this part probably went to like 2+ hours. Let's see what I can do in the editing room. Love you all so very much. On the next episode, we're gonna get back to Sarah's route, which is this one, right? 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 Hopefully? Yeah, I'm gonna, apparently okay, right here. Oh, I know what I did. I put this save down here. Right, okay. Good. So yeah, we're gonna head back to this part in the game. We're gonna start with Switcher stock, and we're going for the good end with Kid / Slara. So don't worry, my friends. Although it seems dark, things will hopefully get better. It's always darkest before the dawn, right? I love you guys so very much. Until next time, so long, and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter. You are brilliant and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.